Quarter back, three-quarter time, and the story so far in this bizarre game, champ Simon Black injured before the ball was bounced. Jack Siebel on target, Drew Petrie on target, and Jonathan Brown realised something had to be done. So he started a blue. The adrenaline started pumping, and then he ran back with a flight, took this mark and kicked the goal after the siren. Brisbane still in it at quarter time. Second term, Boomer Harvey got it going. Drew Petrie was on target. North Melbourne broke away to a 55-point lead and then blew it out to 58 points early in the third term with Black and Black. The tail of the tape, the two Blacks having an influence. But then suddenly the Brisbane Lions got their game going. Cornelius, Merritt, they pulled the margin back to just 26 points.
Tighten right up. Here we go. So after dominating the first half from clearances, Brisbane fought a simple game. Ruckman taps it down to Rover, who kicks it to full forward, who marks and kicks the goal.
It's one of the few times Matt Maguire has played from in front and he actually got jumped on.
So Drew Petrie, what a great player he's been. For goal number 4. Huge kick for the Kangaroos. And he looks like he sprayed it, is he? Yeah, missed.
So let off Brisbane needed. Got a serious leap for a big bloke, hasn't he?
27 points. Drummond kicking it in.
We'll have to go long, won't I?
Be himself. And wide, Redden.
He was one of the players that got Brisbane into the game. Redden in that third quarter with 9 disposals, 3 clearances.
Goes central, and
that's a great mark. That is a slips catch in the fingertips.
With a little help from the grass on the way down, but Drummond plays on, pops it, hoping for anybody really, Cornelius or Longer, and Longer takes it to the line off hands, and that'll do for Brisbane. They clear it from defence and scramble the ball in.
Look at this fingertip.
Here it is again. Did he take it to the turf? Yeah, you bet.
Good grab.
No. Disguised it well. Disguised it well, Dwayne.
Getting a winner in your old age, Dwayne. Hard play, good play by Rains and Swallow. Everyone in at the moment. It's great football. Umpire searching for a free kick. North Melbourne searching for the ball. They get it, but it's been turned over, and the mark has been taken by Lester, who is the sub, to McGrath. Now they're building something. Patfull holds the ball, and then a thumping kick into the forward line. Looking there for Cornelius. It's off hands. Merritt, the unlikely Rover.
It was interesting. Brown and Merritt both led up the ground. One of them had to stay deep for that long kick. It ended up being Cornelius completing with that contested mark.
They've structured up a bit like that, Danny, haven't they? Early on, they had a small forward target with the two big boys up the ground. But we liked what we saw in the third quarter. Whatever they were doing then, keep doing it. Ball up.
Well, they're winning the ball, winning the clearances, winning the tackles.
That's right.
Which equated to scoreboard pressure.
Boys, just in front here.
Be a little nervous right now, North Melbourne, given what happened last week. The fans know, you bet the players know. Flick down to Bastanak. Hacks it clear. It might be coming back. Patfull. And you can sense that the Brisbane Lions players know they are in this when they should never have been. Hanley. Brown's on the move. Can't get a jump at it. Fisted clear. Rains. Waited for Swallow to collect so he could swallow him. Harvey kicks smothered. Redden tucked against the pocket. Cornelius gives it up. Buick. Top of the square. Brown's up. Can't mark. Kangaroos with the numbers. No free for in the back to Ferrito. Roof fans wanted it. Swallow. Adams. Wells.
Nowhere to go.
Under pressure. Thompson. Adams. That'll do. Brisbane Lions keep it inside 50.
Yeah, that is great defensive pressure.
Well, the beauty of that, Jace, because you've got one-on-ones, there's no easy exit. You haven't got extra for the overlap, so you're really under pressure when you get the ball.
Goldstein again puts it down Swallow's throat. Magnificent ruck work, and Swallow claimed ball up.
The one thing Brisbane don't have is an aerial threat when those big high balls come in. Brown, Merritt, they're not big leapers where you've got a Petrie and an Edwards at the other end that can. They need to be identified more in space on the lead.
Goldstein again with the tap. Swallow again getting the ball. Beautiful play. That is magnificent roving by Swallow. Hard at it. Got it out. Put it to his team's advantage. Adams rolls the ball up to centre wing, but Goldstein and his captain Swallow have just been fantastic today.
Well, Swallow's 22 disposals, more than half.
Look at this.
Very tough.
In on
First
his
at
knees,
it.
up to advantage from the throw in now. Here we go. McGrath's got it. The kick is leading up to Brown, crashes the pack,
Great contest.
off hands, Polkinghorne tries to thread the needle. He's got a chance here. Green around the corner. Green, not quite.
Gee, they had a chance there. They had the handball options on.
In his defence, the ball bounced. If that had bounced the other way, he had the handball to Cornelius.
Play on. You.
High bomb hoping for Goldstein. And he plucked it. Had the experience on longer. Sits that on Greenwood a little. Had to go back and get it. Short Petrie. They need the big guns to fire now. Petrie looks up. He has Edwards running to the pocket. Front spot. Used his body well, but so too Patful. Got there and made a contest. Shoots it up, and it is a contest. Every possession a contest right now. Petrie bangs it back high. Wright can't take the mark. Off the deck, Adams squeezes it through for a behind. 28 points, 100 to 72, and if you've joined us late, it was a 58-point margin they led by early in this second half.
The next goal, so important. Zorko at full stretch, beautiful mark. Kicks up the line, the boy from Surfers Paradise. Umpire says play on, they both went at the ball, but North fans not happy with that.
Well, it had to be a free kick.
Hanley tried to tap it along with his foot, like Gaelic football. Good play by Adcock. Rich. McGrath, in it comes. 1-on-2 here for the Brisbane Lions. Cornelius has been good because he held without it. But a flying kick, and Goldstein's done it again.
That's where Longer had to go push in hard and force Goldstein to compete.
Harvey just waits, then he kicks to advantage. 3-on-1 there for the Kangaroos at the fall of the ball. They've got the numbers. Good play there by Black. Comes out the back. Adcock. Great under pressure handball.
That's a good kick.
The big fella Longer didn't quite judge his run at the ball.
No.
Goldstein at the back does. Adams switching to Grimer. And a good kick. Out wide it comes, and the mark's been taken by Bastanak.
It was a really good kick before to Billy Longer. It was up in the air against the smaller opponent, and he needed to take that mark.
Especially when he went in and engaged Goldstein. If he had marked that ball, it would have put Todd Goldstein in 2 minds.
Arms lap free. It's going Edwards' way. Against Patful.
McGrath tried to clean him up, coming through with the elbow there.
Let's go, get up!
That should be a reversal. If 2 players are dragging him and pushing him down.
Petrie might jump from 3 deep. Does. Can't collect though. Adcock. Rockcliffe. Lester. Maguire. Had to go back to Lester. Doesn't want to take it to the line. Keeps it alive to Merritt. Rockcliffe. Flick over the top. Look out. Redden. No one to go to. Central ball. Gee, hit Longer. Shouldn't have given to Rich.
That'll work.
Sits it up. Cornelius. Fist away. Goes for the second. He's claimed it. The umpire said play on. Not going to play it. Didn't have all of the first grab. Ball up.
I'll have to have another look. I actually thought he had first grab. I think the spoil was
He
there.
got fist on it, but they often...
Rockcliffe's done his knee, I think, your boys too. Tom Rockcliffe. Watch it here. Hyperextension knee ankle there.
Hyperextension on the right knee, but they often pay that mark when it's punched out of the hands and you take it at the second grab.
Sure do. Maybe the umpire's a bit jumpy right now. Zorko was jumpy there. Left it behind.
Good pressure.
McGrath. High towards the goal square. Jonathan Brown up. Brings it down. And can't collect it on the way through. Ball in. 100 to 72. A 28-point game, and this is not a mark.
No,
No,
probably
good
got
decision
clear
in the
fist.
end.
But if you actually get your hands to it and it's punched out of the hands, they often pay it.
Goldstein again just lays it down to advantage. Sounds like I'm in love with him, but I am today. It has absolutely been ruck 1A today for Goldstein. My job against young Billy Longer. He's had a head start as Cunnington kicks it out wide. Longer only in his 5th game of football, so he's got plenty to go. The big men take a little bit longer sometimes. Maguire from full back. Lovely kick to McGrath. Now, they need to get a goal quickly here, the Brisbane Lions. There's still time on the clock to win this, but they have to get moving. Need to get one from this 4A forward. Redden thumps it inside 50, up towards the skipper.
Great body score.
Great play, Delaney.
Good use of the body. He just eased Brown under the ball.
He's grown in stature and confidence, Delaney, as the game has gone on.
Well, he played his first game on Jonathan Brown last year.
That's some good news down here, Danny. Looks like Tommy Rockcliffe is okay. There's no serious damage to that knee.
It's on behind play.
It's been niggle all day in this game, all day from the get-go. Jonathan Brown and Delaney, but it's Harper's goal. That wing bouncer, that one. Great goal, though. They needed that north.
Well, guys, it's taken half an hour of football. The last goal to North Melbourne came at the 10-minute mark of the third quarter, and we've been going 10 minutes here in the final term, and Harper's goal just gives them that nice little break. It's 34 points.
And the ball up. Ton of time left, though. The Brisbane Lions players know it. Brown attacks the contest. Takes down Thompson. That could be 50.
There's a certain goal gone. If he doesn't pay the mark, it's a goal to Brisbane.
Where's the mark, Schmitty? Yeah, right there.
Well, it's not 50, but the mark paid.
We can see Jonathan Brown led then. He had 4 North players around him. They need to look for other options.
He's found life tough.
It was a mark.
Halfback, Thompson looks around. No free men. Edwards the target now. Up and got it.
Too easy.
More seconds tick by. 34 points and 11 minutes and 40 left. Petrie the target this time. He's up and he's got it. Second grab.
He's played a very good game, Drew Petrie.
Black top of the square. He's got a couple to beat Black and he almost beats them. He does. Had it stolen from him by Harper.
Yep, that would have been a mark.
Aaron Black fights on. His own teammate spoiled him. Top of the square. Drummond squeezes it and Maguire marks it half back.
Have they got any run left in the legs, Brisbane?
Harper will say it was a good front and square.
Oh.
Wells from behind, off hands Cornelius there for Rito as well. Of a ball up on centre wing.
One thing I've really loved today, guys, is the body work of Delaney early on Jonathan Brown, just to take him out of most contests.
Yeah, that would have been a mark, no doubt about it. Mind you, Harper's adrenaline will be pumping after that goal from the boundary line. An absolute beauty.
Gee, it's great to see Rockcliffe back out there on the ground. I mean, after that knee hyperextension, it could have been disastrous.
Could have been so much worse. We've had such a horrible year with knee injuries this year. Swallow just lurking. Good player. Does the professional thing, Swallow, doesn't he? He's always in the right spot, and even on that occasion, didn't overcommit on the tackle, just held it in, made sure they got the bounce, and run the clock down is the name of the game here for the Kangaroos. Another goal would be handy, obviously, but it's as much about taking the time off the clock for the next 5 minutes or so to get into a winning position as Adams slams it inside the 50. Petrie deserves another goal. He's been great. It's a high up and under. This will sit on its point, will it? It does, and just goes to the boundary line ahead of Sam Wright. We'll have a throw in. 10.5 on the clock. Kangaroos, of course, very anxious after last week's fade in the last 20 minutes of play against Port Adelaide, but they've been good today. Petrie, snap. Overrunning the ball, chance, goal. Yeah. Great play. Harper's done it again, has he? Greenwood it was.
I think it was Pierce Hanley that ran over the footy, was it?
Yeah, it certainly was.
Greenwood's kick was a beauty. Let's have a look at this one. So the ball rolls out the back of the pack. Hanley just misses it, and great play by Greenwood. The snap was a beauty.
Well, it's been 2 snaps from Harper and Greenwood, Ed. Just opportunist type goals. Their forward lines work, functioned really well today. Golden rule as a defender, just keep the ball in front of you. You can impact the play. Once it gets behind, as Pierce Hanley just didn't get low enough with the hands.
Very tired effort from Hanley.
And North Melbourne season suddenly back on track. Stay alive for the victory in this game. Massive 4 points for both clubs, but North, they win this, and their hopes of playing in the finals still alive. McMillan pops it to half forward. Golby with the fist. Ferrito floats it back. Garlett tried to trap it. Knocked away by McGrath initially. He got his own ball but was caught. Golby tried to go off the deck. Adams likewise tried to get a shoe on it. Maguire
Trip.
and a free kick for a trip just as Wright hacking towards goal.
The fan won Brisbane and Mitch Golby. He's their leading possession getter today. NAB Rising Star last week. 22 disposals. There's the trip on Maguire.
And Adams has he's been in the wars today. He caught Matt Maguire's foot right in the mouth there. Off hands, and the ball goes to the boundary line through Thompson. Throw in, so 9.5 on the clock, and the margin 40 points in favour of the Kangaroos. 19,998 was the official, 988 rather, the official crowd. North fans want a holding to Wells. Umpire says throw it in.
The debutant down here, boys, is getting some work done. He knows he's played AFL football today, no doubt about that, Elliot Yeo. He's been fantastic, 16 disposals. I think Michael Voss will be thrilled with his first up performance.
Yeah, certainly looks a footballer, Kingy, no doubt about that, as Bastanak chips along the line, smothered over for a throw-in. 55 out from goal, 9:13 on the clock, 40 points is the margin. North Melbourne have rebounded well since their loss last week against Port Adelaide.
Longer, Goldstein, Boomer Harvey. Petrie, his man. McGrath went back. Prepared to take the contact so he could take the Sharon. Drummond to Rich. 17 minutes gone. Final term. They played their way back into it, and then North Melbourne just took it away from them again by lifting their rate. Rich. And now Jonathan Brown.
How good was that kick?
Yeah.
How good was that kick from Rich?
You've got options here, Brown too.
He's fancying himself here.
He does.
This is probably his pet distance.
Well, he hasn't seen a lot of
I know he'd like to kick one from 1 metre out directly in front, but he's just has the knack of just kicking these long goals. Have a look at the kick from
Hasn't
from Rich.
seen a lot of it. 12 possessions for Jonathan Brown. He's had to work hard for them. Often out-teamed. Not a lot of ball going forward.
12 possessions, 1 goal so far. He fancies himself from outside 50, but he fancies himself most times. And that is a launch. It's long, not quite strong enough. And that's almost a mark taken across the boundary line, and we'll get a ball in. 112 plays 72, North by 40.
So deep in the attacking zone for the Brisbane Lions.
A lot of numbers around the ball.
Longer, knocks it forward, free kick.
15, Brisbane kick.
No, the central umpire
Just plucked one.
paid that.
Zorko's going to get the free kick.
Right out, boys.
Holding the man was the call.
So Zorko, who's kicked at 1 goal, 1 in his 3-game career so far from Surfers Paradise, Broadbeach.
Game number 3.
Coming in from 25 metres out. Puts it through.
What to like about a few of the Brisbane youngsters, Zorko.
He's competitive.
Yo.
He doesn't mind the hard stuff for a little bloke. He's happy to get in and under, get dirty, get the contested ball. He
Where's
loves
the
the
free
scrap.
kick?
Yeah,
yep.
being held by Ferrito.
It was silly from Ferrito, wasn't it? Because he obviously was hanging on. And, yeah, what he had to do was get goal side and shepherd, not stand that side of the play. And he won't be able to give the free kick away.
He's a 4-time senior best and fairest for Broadbeach. Gold Coast had first rights to him, didn't want him. Said that he was too undisciplined, had a bad attitude, and they traded him. But he's been a good pickup for Brisbane. Dane Zorko in game 3.
Brett's got to be happy with those contested positions there. 147 to 117, North Melbourne's favour.
Redden. Short to half forward off some hands. Attlee tracks it down, buffing it out of it. McMillan. Zorko tried to tackle him. And a throw, so he wins himself a free, Zorko.
Trying to hit a target quickly.
34 points is the margin. 20 minutes gone. Cornelius. Polkinghorne tucked up against the boundary, taken out by Cunnington. And again, we'll get a ball in. About the ticking of time on final term, and North Melbourne, after a massive scare, lead by 34.
They've been attacking zone.
Yeah, it's a free kick. No, it was a bit silly from Brown. He's showing his frustration now there, Jonathan. Goldstein's been one of the better players on the ground. He's actually leading the disposals on the ground, Goldstein, at 25.
Yep.
I'm jumping on board now, Ed.
Get on board, mate. 26 for the big fella now, and have been good ones too. I just love his secondary play. It's one thing getting the tap, it's another thing getting the clearance yourself. You're going to get another one here, Danny.
Well, it's amazing. With McIntosh injured, when McIntosh was playing, his form was down somewhat.
They'll wrap the bloke up and let you down every time. Good play, though, as it comes out for Thompson. There's our man again, Goldstein. That's more like his stuff.
But getting back to Goldstein, when McIntosh was playing, his form, he went back to the VFL. Now that McIntosh was injured like he was last year, he's now playing like he was last year.
Harper kicks it out wide, looking there for Adams, who got a bad bounce. Handball over the top will come off. Adcock. Redden. Rains. Kick to a 2-on-1 here. Good play by Grimer. Forces the ball to the boundary line for a throw-in. So 5.5 left on the clock. 112 plays 78. And you can just feel that the Kangaroos now will say, come on, boys, let's go. Knuckle down. Let's finish off the match. We weren't able to do it last week. Goldstein puts it on a plate again for Cunnington.
Well, they've got a big game next week, North Melbourne, Ed. They play Hawthorn at Aurora Stadium, who got beat convincingly yesterday by the Tigers.
Yeah, the Tasmanian derby. With Hawthorn and North Melbourne, of course, playing home games down in the Upper Isle these days.
Half-back flank. Edwards on the run. Not quite. Harvey off some hands. Rolls it towards Petrie. Tough bouncing ball to gather. Keeps his feet. And it looked as if he was going to ground and takes it out of play. So North Melbourne next week, as you mentioned, Hawthorn at Aurora Stadium, and then a bye. So one more game each for these two teams before their bye. Brisbane Lions have the West Coast Eagles at the Gabba. And the bye can't come quickly enough for some teams. Garland pumps that to the top of the square. Hatfield takes the mark, but we're down to 4 minutes. McGrath used the don't argue, got himself some space. Adcock. Rich, just the required 15. But at least they've played it out. Jonathan Brown, Cornelius, both forward, off some hands. Green takes them on, has the snap from the pocket.
Kicked it.
He's kicked a couple of rippers. I think Luke Power's old number 6 suits him.
Well, again, if he turns in the other way, there's a couple of players in the corridor that were just desperate for him to turn onto his left foot and set it up, but perhaps he thought he was under more pressure. He just let the kick go straight away. He started to turn the right way, then he went back onto his natural foot. That is a fantastic snap. I mean, you would have seen if he keeps going to his left, there are a couple of players in the corridor, but you would not kick that too many times out of 10.
So back-to-back goals for the Brisbane Lions, and it's back to 28 points. So well fought out by the Lions. Goldstein again in the ruck. Up he goes. Another tap.
Did he dive on it?
Umpire says no. We'll split the difference and ball it up again. So Garlett gets up a bit gingerly. Goldstein, by the way, has had 47 hit-outs, 14 to advantage, 6 clearances himself amongst his 20, what's he had, 16 disposals as well.
Clever kick.
Oh, sorry, 28 touches. Spud's changing the stats on me there.
That was my fault there, Ed. I was just having a look at the half-time stats.
There was 16 at half-time.
Yeah, well, Brisbane have actually outscored North in the second half.
Petrie and Maguire, and both those boys have fought out a hard battle today. Both earned their money. So 28 disposals to Goldstein, as I said, 47 hit-outs and 6 clearances himself. Garlett out the back for the Kangaroos. Mark taken at fullback by Goose Maguire, as tired as you like. gets the kick away. Leicester kicks wide, and the mark has been taken by Patford.
From half-back, central Polkinghorne. Gets and goes, run down by Atley. Pressure on the kick. Brown with a couple to beat, and Merritt tried to speed his way onto it, but Thompson, splendid defender, ducked out of trouble, handed it off to Ferrito, and North Melbourne, maybe they've got one more left in them. Bastanak buffeted out of it. McGrath on the run, spin and a go. Adcock to Buick. Down to 2 minutes, 28 points the margin. At one stage, it was a 58-point margin. And North Melbourne, after a lapse, have at least been able to get the momentum back.
Well, what they've been able to do, North Melbourne, Dwayne, Jonathan Brown's had a great record against North Melbourne. The last 7 times Brownie's played, he's kicked 34 goals. So I don't think there's been any high ball as he's competed one-on-one. It's been Grimer, Delaney, Ferrito, Delaney, Goldstein, Thompson. So he's had to work really hard today, Jonathan Brown, but that's good coaching because he's got an outstanding record, and they knew that going to this game they didn't want him to get on the scoreboard.
Ball over the line, out of bounds on the full. No umpire says touched. We'll have a throw in the forward pocket. So 1:38 on the clock, and a great result for the Kangaroos. Something for Michael Voss to take out of the second half. Fought hard. 7 of the last 9 goals going to the Brisbane Lions. Cunnington, Thompson, Wells. Long clearing kick, but it'll come straight back. And the mark has been taken by Golby, who certainly hasn't been the worst player out there by a long shot.
He's worked hard the last few minutes, Jonathan Brown. He'll be blowing pretty hard, and I don't know if he's got the energy to bomb one from outside 50.
I think it was just a cramp in his left hamstring. He just grabbed his left hamstring after he marked that ball. He'd be very tired. May get a look at it here when he drops the ball. When he stands up, he just grabs that left hammy a bit.
So Jonathan Brown,
sucking in the big ones.
What a colossal player he has been so far through his career. Will launch from 50 metres out. Booming kick. Look at that. Straight through the middle. Jonathan Brown. Super effort.
One of the few times he competed one-on-one. When he marks the ball, he had to get it wide because North have just defended the corridor extremely well. He's had the 14 disposals, Big Brownie. He's taken 10 marks and he's kicked 2 goals. He had to work hard. As I said, one of the few times he's competed one-on-one outside the corridor. That is a super kick this late in the game. Tired legs. It still sailed 60 metres. Superstar.
$22 points the margin.
Yeah, closest since basically quarter time, guys. So when it was 20 points the margin. So they've fought back. It's been the first quarter that beat the Brisbane Lions.
Well, Brad wanted a 4-quarter performance. They've won the game, but they probably played 2 quarters, to be brutally honest, North Melbourne today.
Swallow again is the number 2 clearance player in the comp this year, Andrew Swallow, and he just done it again and again and again today. And Petrie, has he marked that inside 50 in the dying seconds? Not quite. Rich shoots it wide. Adcock. They did it the hard way in the end, North Melbourne, when they could well have done this the easy way. But they'll get the 4 points, even though Cornelius will have the last say on the scoreboard.
It's kick 3, Cornelius, going for 4.
Gee, if they get back to a 16-point margin, I mean, Michael Voss has got a lot to hang his hat on and say, courageous fight back. Could have turned it in, could have just had a tail between their legs and gone home after suffering another big loss. And conversely, Brad Scott will be saying this should have been a percentage booster.
To finish with the last 4 goals of the game, Cornelius from the paint strikes it well. Gee, hit that sweet. So it's a sweet finish in some respects for the Brisbane Lions, given that they were 58 points down and they finally get beaten by 16. But for North Melbourne, the bottom line is they get the 4 points and they keep their dream alive of finals in 2012. They won't be in the top 8 tonight, but there's still hope for them with their 4th win for 2012. 17-10, 112 to 15-6.